How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Nerdy Basement Podcast, your home for all things comics, TV, film, anime, gaming, and pop culture. I'm your host, Ozzy, as always, and joining me, as always, is my co-host.
What's going on, everybody? It's Eddie. How's it going?
And we are here to dive into all things Star Wars. We're talking Star Wars Visions Volume 3 that just recently dropped last week.
Let's go.
We're going to be discussing each episode, I wouldn't say in full detail, but we're going to touch on every single episode of this third volume. And then we're going to cap it off real nicely with a personalized ranking for each volume of Star Wars Visions. So, as always, grab your headphones, grab a snack, join us in having a drink as we venture into a galaxy far, far away. Don't forget to like the video, as always, and subscribe if you're new around here so you do not miss an episode, and ring that notification bell.
Yeah. Ding, ding.
Eddie, take us away, bro. Take us away. Star Wars Visions Volume 3. Let's dive into it, my brother.
Man,
Let's dive into it, man. This was fun.
Yeah, what an honor to actually start first off. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No, absolutely.
But
the floor is yours.
But in all excitement, honestly, Vision Season 3, wow. Okay, I'm not going to lie. This one stepped it up to a whole level that I wasn't expecting. I really am. I'm shocked by how well they did this season. And I think what got me the best was they gave us sequels from the season 1 and moved it over. I'm like, it gave us, because honestly, I didn't think they were going to do that. I really did not expect them to do any sequels whatsoever throughout any of this, because this is how they pretty much, they advertise this series as brand new things, almost nothing with continuity or blah, blah, blah. And you're like, so you're thinking, okay, everything has to be original. Every season is going to be unique, and giving us some sequels. I think that really did some well justice for a lot of people. I think, because, going right into it, episode 1, the Duel, the Payback. Fuck. Yeah. I think that solidified Visions in season 1 the moment that it came out, because when I went to Japan recently, we went to a Star Wars convention. They had a whole exhibit just for Visions, right? Showing the backdrops of where they got certain things, and they did this and that. They had a bunch of the original, like, toy sets and all that kind of stuff, and the figures that they use for the actual episodes. And of course, walking by, I saw this one dude cosplay as the Ronin, and I'm like, I have a picture somewhere. I'll probably have to pop this up somewhere. I gotta find it.
Nah, you're gonna have to pop that one up, and then you're gonna have to send it to me, because I need to see it before this hits post. Before this goes live, I need to see that picture.
I was like, he was one of the few people I stopped at that convention to be like, oh my god, you killed it with this cosplay. This is legit. And dude, oh wow,
that's dope.
All right, one thing I will say, I love the Duel. The Duel was great. Payback, the playback, or whatever. Was it playback or was it payback?
It's playback. Let me pull it up. I'm
It's all good.
No, actually, you're correct. Payback. I wrote it wrong in the notes. Payback.
It's okay.
Sure.
You're just typing so fast out of excitement. It happens, guys. This is what happens in post, guys. But it's like, so with
pre-production
Payback,
blues, bro.
Oh my god! Like, I think it was so well done. Just having the story continue, you know what I mean? He's hunting down other Siths. He's trying to, I guess, I guess the best way to put it, he's righting the wrongs of what his order did.
Right.
But to see one of the people that he took out, one of the Jedis that fell to him in the past, and I don't know about, like, if you saw this, but, like, did it seem more like this was Old Republic type of scenario situation, because, like, the war happening and all that, or did you see it as, like, this is just like anytime later on in the future? You know what I mean? Like, I feel
I found myself trying to piece together almost every single episode, where in the continuity line, where in the line of canon this is, like, taking place, because like, for the most part, this is like, most of them mention the war between the Sith and the Jedi. The Jedi are no more. So whenever someone says the Jedi are no more, they're disbanded or whatever, there's no more Jedis. They've all been killed. It's essentially post that war. You know what I mean?
Post Clone Wars, but and I do appreciate having that in my head. But at the same time, we have to look at it as this is set in the universe, but it's not supposed to be like within canon because
that was the big thing. That was the big disclaimer when they first put it out. It's not meant to be canon, at least within the main canon of Star Wars, which
it's inspired.
I can take it. I can take it.
Yeah, same. But it's nice to. It's fun to think about.
I feel like it's deliberate and intentional to continue mentioning something so specific while not being so specific, like subtly, you know what I mean, but not so subtle in the same breath.
Because again,
you mentioned there's no more Jedis. The war between the Jedi and the Sith. They're hunting the remaining Jedis who are in hiding. So that kind of gives you a pretty clear picture as to when a lot of these stories take place. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So but I found myself trying to piece that together as I was watching.
No, agreed. And it's like stylistically, obviously, we don't have any samurai Jedi, you know what I mean? There's like they are samurai like inspired as well, but it's like they're we don't have any of that. And then what makes visions is that all these different genres and artistic styles are meshing together with this world, and that's what makes it so freaking impactful. Like again, the Duel, the story was dope. They were taking stuff from you can see everything from as far as the Mandalorian with the little guys and everything, like the little things like Grogu hangs out with now, to obviously almost everybody's using like a BB-8 now instead of any R2s. It's like R2 is almost
small droids everywhere. There's a lot of inspiration from a lot of the newer stuff for sure.
And I think it started off strong, and then to the actual main fight with the Grandmaster, who fell so far to become a cyborg, no less. That was wild, dude. Like, and
the fall from grace was was hard, and that's a recurring theme throughout this entire I will say volume. And one thing I did notice watching back the other two volumes is like there's a distinct back and forth. Like volume 1 starts with the blue title card, Visions, and then we go to volume 2. Every single title card is red, and then we come back to volume 3 is back to being blue. So this is whole back and forth between, at least thematically, at least to me, the way I'm interpreting it, especially with volume 3, a lot of the teetering back and forth was with people battling that light side and the dark side within them. You know what I mean? I'm like, I loved it. Yeah. Honestly. I was like, damn, I wonder if anybody else is catching it. I'm sure somebody else caught it, but I'm like, that's a nice little touch.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that's where everything stems from, man. That's like the heart of the Jedi Order, well, not even the Jedi, the Star Wars universe. Is the battle, the internal struggle between the light and the dark. What is the correct path, which one does more, though we are always shown that, hey, the dark side is the oppressors and so on. But, the Duel at least shows it as this is just the path that he chose. And even when he was talking to the Grand Master, when he killed him the first time, at least, he was like, there's nothing wrong or right with any side you choose. You choosing to base all your ideals on one thing is the problem. It's not us. You know what I mean? And I was like, ooh, yo, he went at the heart of it. He went
he was spitting. He was spitting. Yeah, he was spitting.
And again, like the animation all the way through. Again, I won't say that it's better than the first one for me, because
agreed.
I wasn't as happy with him having that little jolly moment with the female Sith. That I think that's the only thing that I kind of was like, oh man, I was like, I don't want him to have a buddy Sith now. I was like, she chose her path, and he chose his. Yeah, exactly. I didn't. Again, not that didn't bother me all that much, but I would say the first episode of Volume 1, which is the Duel, I do like that one much more than this episode. I'm not saying that this one is bad, but I do definitely like that one a bit more than this one. And again, the animation. Let's not even mention the art style that's used. Gorgeous.
Like it's like a motion comic too. It's like essentially manga art is how it plays out and how it's animated and drawn. And I was just like, I appreciate that little touch because it's very unique to to that specific story.
Yeah,
We don't see it anywhere else. So I was like, oh, that was really nice.
The only thing I can probably like compare to it is if you remember Street Fighter 4, was it that they changed like when they do like all those moves, you see the brushstroke style coming in?
Street Fighter 4. Yep.
Yeah,
it was Street Fighter 4, and then I think Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, one of the two, but I'm pretty sure it was Street Fighter 4 back in the day.
Exactly. Well, like PS4 at least. Damn, man, like, don't date me like that. That was the last one I bought, but
we're dating each other. Pause. But I mean,
that was the last game I bought, and again, I love Street Fighter by the way. But yeah, so I think that was like stylistically the last time I saw something similar to that. Mm-hmm. But dude, yeah, you're right. It's so, it's iconic now. That really set visions, I think, on the map, especially. Like, again, they went on so hard right off the bat with episode 1. That one came out great. Again, giving us reminiscing of season 1. To go into, episode 2, with this brand new story, and I thought it was great. You know what I mean? Is a very, very cute, like very sweet story, I would like to say.
It was a wholesome story, and what sold me this one, I was like, it looks very pretty in terms of animation, the character designs, the art style, and all that stuff. It flows really well. The story took a little bit for me to kind of get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But by the end of it became an episode I really liked a lot, based on the mecha stuff that they kind of like threw in there towards the end. Like, she's fighting the AT-AT and whatever, and she kind of suits up with the droid or whatever is. She went all Sailor Moon on it, and I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, yeah. This is anime. This is anime. This is what I'm here for. You know what I mean?
I would have jumped ahead. I have to say this: the whole season, besides like the duel, right? It just gave me straight on 80s 90s anime vibes all the way through.
Bro, now that you mention that, there's two specific episodes there's 2 episodes specifically that has that vibe and that aesthetic through and through, which is Yuko's Treasure and the Smuggler, bro. Yuko's Treasure alone is like, I'm just like, yo, just the animation, the character design is giving me 90s anime, early 2000s Akira Toriyama, Dragon Ball, Pokemon type shit. I was like, dude, and it's wholesome as shit.
Yes,
like the characters are adorable.
I didn't expect to like Yuko. Everything. I didn't expect to like Yuko at all. But then, like you just said, Dragon Ball right off the bat that I felt. I was just
off
rip. My god! I was like,
rip.
Adorable, and I'm just like, and a sad story too, of course. But it's like it felt like you said it perfectly. It's wholesome, and it was like I was like, oh my goodness. But back to like with episode 2, it's solid. It was nothing wrong with it. It was cute, but then it also had those little moments of that anime vibe and everything hitting you with the mech and all that, the mechas and all that kind of stuff. But again, like after you get from the duel and you're hitting there, then you're like, okay, cool. You have like it kind of sets you up and everything like that. Getting there, but then
it simmers you down a little bit.
Yeah. But then it hypes you right back up when they give us the 9th Jedi again. And
bro, this was one I was looking forward to the most, because this is one of the episodes from
season 1.
I believe it's season 1.
Yes,
the 9th Jedi and the lore behind her, Kira's dad or whatever her name is. Kara, I think her name is.
Something. Oh my god, I can't believe we forgot that. Hold on.
Kara. I got it written down somewhere. Kara's dad.
Yes,
and him
Kara. Yep.
Making all those lightsabers and how they change color based on your
affinity,
your specific force, your affinity to the. I was like, whoa, hold up, this is something. You know what I mean? This is something, and I appreciated that so much. So this one, I was like, okay. Let's see how much further we get into this. And one thing, I don't know if you picked up on it. You see her lightsaber is green in this episode. At the end of the first episode where we introduced her, she doesn't have a color on her lightsaber.
No, it gets green at the end of it.
Does it at the end of it? I didn't recall her.
So I had a rewatch.
When she was fighting the dude, it was like a muted green.
Yes, it started out muted. But then by the time Jara and all that, they all like start calming down and they're about to win, like they win the battle. Just before that, hers finally goes green. After like
got it. I was like, I didn't recall. Like,
it's
damn,
very
I'm
quick.
like, it finally turned green and shit.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it went very quick.
That one was pretty dope.
Because I had the moment that I saw Ninth Jedi, I'm like, what? I went back, saw the fight scene. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, no wonder I love this. But I do love that you said like the lore, they built upon it with so fast, like it's so easily built up, which was so cool because it's like, this was only 20 minutes. They gave us only 20 minutes season 1, minutes, right? Yeah. And they're giving us another 25 minutes again here. And it built so much of this world that they had. Like it solidified that her father, on top of the fact of like blocking the blaster bolt and everything, that he was a Jedi and everything, but he just was more bladesmith. So, you know, he chose like that type of route. And then, oh my God. And then of course they just introduced us to a new droid. The voice casting this whole season.
Bro, the voice cast the entire series is phenomenal.
Right. So like correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm correct. They brought in for the droid for the Ninth Jedi. This was the guy that plays the doctor in that show, right? The autistic doctor, right? Like correct me if I'm wrong. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my God.
Not the slightest clue.
Matter of fact, Finding Neverland. Remember, he was the kid actor.
Okay.
Remember with Johnny Depp and everything like that?
Finding
Neverland. I think he was the voice of the robot. And I didn't check it. I should have. I really should have. I
should have checked it too.
But it was like, I hear the voice. I'm like, that's him. I was like, I know him. And then obviously every single episode after that, I'm just like, I know that voice. Wait, who's that? I want to know who that is. Yeah. It was so good. But yeah, like I said, that droid, perfect all the way through. You know, he had his objectives and that Ninth Jedi was freaking legit. Like it was
the Ninth Jedi is dope, man. It was such a good story, and I'm glad they expanded on it with a second episode. They're gonna expand more on it with a limited series, which we'll dive into a little bit later. Honestly, we can cover that right now since we're already on the topic of Ninth Jedi.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, that limited series was announced back in April in Japan, in Star Wars Celebration Japan. So that series will continue Kara's story and will also reveal the secrets behind the lightsabers that change color according to one's force. So that's the key mythos there with this specific.
And that was where I was. That was where I was.
You know what I mean?
When I went to Japan, by the way.
I definitely. That's where you was, Star Wars Celebration?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I know. I missed that. That's remember, I'm pretty sure I texted to you. Like, I was like, hey, dude. I was like, I just found out about the Ryan Gosling stuff, and like, you know what I mean. I saw Sigourney Weaver and all that. Everybody on the stage.
You did not. It was. I don't recall. If you did, I forgot.
All I can tell you, it's Japan. You would think that it was going to be a lot more Japanese there. And honestly, there was way more other tourists in Star Wars Celebration than anything else. Like, but that was the only.
I'm sure.
It was hilarious. No, but it was like, I was like, I didn't want to. If I was like, I came here to see the culture and see how they do it. I didn't come here to see like another New York Comic Con because that place was packed. Like besides the food vendors being way better, I'm like, oh, okay, that like it was so good. But Star Wars Celebrations was dope, and that's the reason why I went to Japan back in April. It was like one of the best things. That's where half of my stuff that you see over there I won or bought.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's a fun little fun fact.
Exactly.
For the pod, you know?
There you go.
An exclusive. So to speak.
Yeah, I made it to Japan. I just didn't post about it. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Ed is very private. That's the thing. Ed is not very social media.
Yeah.
He's not a social media enthusiast. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Again, the Ninth Jedi, this is a story I cannot wait to dive deeper into next year once we get that limited series.
Yep.
And hopefully I'm hoping we get at least 6 episodes out of that.
I think especially if they do it like 25-minute run time. Honestly, the way that these guys are directing it and writing this story alone, if they can give us so much off of 40 minutes so far, right? Let's just say average, like about 40 minutes
in total. Right now, we got about 50 minutes, 40, 50 minutes of story.
They've already created something so good. So now the question is, do they try to spread it out and kind of water it down story wise, or do they give it to us like, 6 solid episodes and tell us some great story right off the bat without having to make us like kind of feel like, hey, there's some filler in here, like, and I think that's
I feel, given that it's a limited series, I don't think they'll give us some sort of filler. And seeing how we have these two episodes in Star Wars Visions, and we're kind of building off of that, we kind of going off of where episode 3 in volume 3 kind of leaves us off at.
Yep.
I don't think there's room to kind of beat around the bush, because the whole mystery there is the lightsabers.
Yep.
Where has her dad been taken, and her journey to essentially save her dad now that she has a group of allies, you know what I mean? And she has a Jedi master, a former Jedi master. She has he has an apprentice, she's learning the ways too. I'm pretty sure she showed she was force sensitive a little bit,
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, way more. Remember, they're already talking about how.
No,
much
matter
more
of fact,
powerful she is.
What am I talking about? She moved that whole statue.
Yeah,
that
she moved
massive
the statue.
Yeah, force. She's force sensitive.
She's
for
essentially
sure,
a better version of Finn. No, not Finn.
Of Rey?
Of Rey Skywalker, unfortunately. I'm sorry. It's simple as that. Like, unfortunately, that's essentially what they're trying to like say here.
This is she's Kara's everything Rey should have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. and now you got to see now we get to see oh yeah, well, is her dad going to be thrown to the dark side, or is he going to unfortunately get sacrificed because that's what happens in a lot of
there's only two ways to kind of go about closing out this story. She either saves the dad, and she has to kind of be tempted with the dark side, so she's kind of fresh to it. You know what I mean? That's usually the case for new Jedis.
Yep.
They kind of need to be tested with the dark side, or they just outright kill him, and then she doesn't get that happy ending.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Exactly.
So that may be the case.
Yeah. And so have you ever seen the anime Seven Samurai? You ever seen
I don't think I have.
Okay, if you go on Crunchyroll, it's there. So Seven Samurai essentially is Seven Samurai, but it's that kind of situation, right? You're starting off with a couple samurai. They're your main guys. They're like big dogs from the past wars or whatever. Little village coming in to needing help from other type of bandits and all that kind of stuff, and giant force. Now they need to find more samurai to help them defend this small town, and that's where my head is going. This is like a Seven Samurai story-esque type of situation.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? Because they're going to need another 5 more Jedi, right? And then they got to go on their main mission right after the fact. But it's right. Not I'm sure that you could make that argument about almost every anime out there, that there's some type of comparison, but it's
no, for sure. But that's just storytelling.
That's where I see it. You know what I mean? That's where I see the dopeness. It's just it's one of my favorite animes ever made, and it's one of those short ones. It's
that's storytelling.
It's 20 something episodes, and it's one of the best animes I've ever watched. And that was definitely in the beginning of my I guess my repertoire, I guess you could say,
of at the beginning of your anime journey. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so let's go on to episode 4, The Bounty Hunters. This one, unfortunately, I didn't like this one this much. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad episode, per se, but this is not one that I was feeling all that much. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
I really it's. Granted, we got to see another Jedi, which was dope. You know what I mean? But and we got to see her kind of free some slaves and stuff like that, which all that's cool and stuff. But granted, the animation is fine, the character designs are fine, but just for some reason, this one I didn't really connect to this. So for some reason, I can't pinpoint as to why. It's just one of those. I'm just
yeah, interesting. Okay, no, fair. Honestly,
it is what
I
it is.
enjoyed it like crazy. I really did enjoy this one. I think this is the one that made me feel. I'm like, oh wow. I was like, they're giving us some 90s anime over here. I'm like, this one.
Oh yeah, this was another one, and there was also that part with the chase scene.
Yes.
Was it this one, the chasing, or was it with the smuggler? No, it was with the smuggler. That kind of gave me Avatar.
Well, actually, they both had
their vibes.
Okay, Smuggler definitely Last Airbender. Yes, Smuggler definitely. Bounty Hunters, I would even say this was Outlaw Star style. you remember.
Yes.
So
yes.
Outlaw Star gave me those vibes right off the bat. I was like, oh, okay, they're running away from people. They have their like nice little banter between them and the main character and the droid. Da da da.
Right.
Ronnie Chang as the droid. I thought that was hilarious every single time. Like, you know, he voiced it. I was just like, Ronnie Chang, I love it.
The droid was nice. He was dope. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, and
there was that.
you know, and I think again, it's like I think that was, I want to say this is one of my top 3, you know what I mean, for bounty hunters personally, like, but I think it was just like the vibes that I was feeling from it. You know, it gave me that, like, you know, it gave me, I think I always mentioned to you, I always love the stories that don't always include the Jedi to the point of being the reason why they're winning or losing, but that I think that's the reason why I'm kind of leaning that way. This is because like, but it again, for what it was, I think, yeah, it was what it was. As simple as that. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't anything to like write home to mom about saying like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. But you know, it definitely was one of my favorites. Like, just from seeing how it, like, you know, started the trend of like, oh, these are the animes I grew up on. Like, this is the
no, for sure. And that's something that spread throughout the entirety of this volume, those 80s, 90s anime aesthetics. So again, the one that we were mentioning earlier, Yuko's Treasure, the 5th episode in the volume. This is pure nostalgia bait from start to finish. And I'm watching, I'm like, bro, this is giving me heavy Dragon Ball vibes.
Yes.
From the character designs, from the way they're interacting with each other, the big creature in the cave, the way the villain is written and portrayed. I'm like, yo, from top to bottom.
Yep. Oh, villain, by the way,
pure Dragon Ball.
That was Buscemi, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Oh,
it was the Fox ears.
Yes.
He was great, and a great design for the character too.
So
honestly,
it's so easy. It was just
great
like,
design.
It was exactly what it needed. I won't be surprised if we see on people's Christmas list or it popping up before Christmas the bear as a new stuffed doll.
Bro,
and all
the
that.
bear droid. Come on, bro.
It's exactly what every anime person wants. Okay, everybody wants that.
And then they Vader him up. They Vader him up for a brief moment too, which is crazy. They give him the helmet. They give him the cape, and I was like, come on.
I was like, that's why they made a microwave. I was like, that's the only reason why they gave him a microwave in the middle of his chest. It wasn't because it was to make it convenient for him to make food. No, it was so that he can make it look like he was Darth Vader at the end of this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. They Vader him up. And I was like, yo, come on, Fox ears. You're hilarious. You're hilarious.
Right,
you know your shit. You're hilarious.
Yeah, dude, I think.
But yeah, man, and this episode was also wholesome, man. It was wholesome as hell, man. By the end of it, finding the actual treasure, and the treasure being memories of Yuko's parents, man, stuff that they left behind, like it's like heirlooms and stuff. The memory, I was like, come on, man, like,
yep, heartstrings, simple as that.
The heartstrings, I for sure.
So easy.
It's like, what you had to do me, you had to do me like that. It's like I'm here for a good time. I'm not here to be shedding tears, but it's like, come on, man.
Yeah. On top of the fact to say that, like, these guys were literal saints. Like, oh yeah, they're coming in to feed the hungry and help the downtrodden. I'm like, word. Yes. And then you say they got sick and they died.
They got sick and died. And orphaned the child, no less. I was like, come on. It's like, come on. Well, actually, Japanese writers know how to get you, bro.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I want to look that up because, like, if you remember the bad dream Yuko had, right? It was during. It sounded like it was like during a firefight, right? Wasn't it like you saw his parents in the front, like trying to dodge people in the plane, right? But
it looked like that. But I'm just gonna cement what the bear said, which was, at least that's what he told Fox ears, was that, you know, the parents got sick and died. You know what I mean? So
I want to believe that too now. Actually, I like just for the sake of, like, I don't want it to be sadder than that.
No, for sure. And then this is another episode that has another cute little droid, you know, like mini droid as well. It has a little cone and everything. And it's like, come on. And then you caught the Team Rocket type moment that when they were falling out with I was like, come on, bro. I love this episode. This episode is so well put together from start to finish, bro.
I loved it. Exactly. It's and then so now Yuko's Treasure, wholesome as fuck. I loved every moment of it. It was such a good. But this one, I think, caught me off guard because I didn't even know it was a sequel until.
Yes, same.
Yeah, because like, but then
Same.
like it was funny. What was funny? It was like once I started the art style again. Once I started like seeing like when they had the glow of like the light colors on their their silhouette and all that kind of stuff. I was like, that looks familiar. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what is that? And I finished the episode. I loved the episode. I was like, that was sick. I was like, that's dope. And then all of a sudden, I was like. Let me see something. And I went back to season 1. I was like,
went back,
the bride.
yeah.
I was like, it was the bride one. I'm like, son of a bitch, they got me again.
Great episode. Great episode, by the way.
Yes, it was.
The
Both
Bride.
lost the bride episode was amazing. I think that was like one of my favorites of season 1, and for it to come to not even full circle, I guess sequel, because now she needs a new leg and an arm, but
Yes.
yeah, but to add into that story of why she had to cut off her the Padawan head like braid, right? Like because I said, I went back. I had to go back for that episode, like because I was like, oh my god, it is the sequel, so like she's trying to reinvent herself, trying to find herself again because said master was killed, to find out
Killed.
killed, and
Killed.
And and it is funny because I'm like, it kind of reminded me of the scene for what was the fight with Rey and Kylo Ren in the
Force Awakens?
Was it Force Awakens? But no, it was part 2. It was the second one. It was the one that they killed like Snog. Was Snoke?
Oh, Emperor Snoke. Yeah, when they kill Snoke.
Yeah, remember the dome and how they were like
the Last
they got
Jedi.
in there?
Yeah, the Last Jedi,
right?
Yeah.
Like it kind of reminded me, that fight between her master and him and everything like that. It reminded me of that a little bit.
I gotta say, I also like the design of his chambers.
Yeah.
In that.
Yeah.
To still, to kind of
cool.
change how it looked, but to still have a peek out to the galaxy. I was like, come on.
Like there was an anime that I remember watching that used to be like that, or it might have been one of the freaking Rick and Morty episodes I saw recently that like reminded me of that shit. But again, so freaking dope. Everything, dude.
Yeah.
The Lost One's sick. I thought it was a cool concept about the carbonite explosion, like destroying their. I was like, and that's why I was saying, I think that's what threw me off about the whole episode, right? It was like that being the reason where they're setting us, right? I'm like, and I forgot about this character. I forgot about the Jedi. I really didn't remember that. I'm like, oh, I was like, she was part of season 1. I just looked at it as like, I'm like, okay, this is just and this is also a moment of like, I'm time placing it as this is pre, this is Jedi Order. This isn't like, post Clone Wars and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like she's going around trying to figure out what happened to this planet, to find out, no, this happened because the Empire like effed them over and everything, this whole planet and stuff. So wow. Yeah. I love this fucking episode. It is.
Yeah. Another episode where the Empire just mining resources. Like here, the carbonite, which is essentially just killing people because obviously you getting, like the one dude, like Theo, he was like, no, I don't want to leave because I want to stay here with my family. His wife and his kid was frozen by carbonite. And he just, it's like, come on, bro.
Oh, that hurts.
It's like, come on.
Dude.
You gonna do me like that? Bitches, you gonna do me like that?
Yeah.
Like that?
It was so bad, dude. I was just like, it hurts so bad knowing that one scene alone, like, and then, you know what I mean? And this dude, like his boy and shit, he's like trying to console him at the same time on the couch. And he's just like, look, we're going to figure this out. And then technically, in the silver lining of things, technically they might still be able to save them because, carbonite is usually used to seal people indefinitely, but they can still come back from it.
Right.
They just have to study the fact of like raw carbonite doing this to somebody. So I wouldn't even be surprised if they make a third, like toward this one as a trilogy, they bring back the master one more time. Like, well, you didn't really kill me. You just trapped me and we have all
it
the
was
technology.
a trap. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, the master, and honestly, the fight with them too, like the way that was animated with the flowers, and this also was once again the recurring theme with all the Star Wars, that fight within the light and the dark. He's tempting her like, You were my Padawan once before, but we were
Yes.
both Jedis. I'm a Sith now. Come be my Padawan again. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, love it, love it. Keep diving into that kind of stuff. Like,
Yes.
it was great, man. This was one of those good episodes.
Yes.
Like, I feel like every episode is good, but this one again caught me by surprise because I recognize. I'm like, she looks familiar.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe it's just coincidence.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just coincidence because we didn't pick up where we left off. We're on a completely different location.
Exactly.
You know what I
I
mean? And then once I saw it, I was like, okay, the scar.
Yeah.
The scar is what made me recognize it.
I wish I had that. Like pinpoint. I just remembered. I was like, there was one that did silhouettes like that, didn't they? I was like, that looks familiar. I was like, should I look back? And then of course it's the episode that they show the mask on her, like in the thumbnail. So I'm like, I was like, this looks kind of the same. And I'm like, it is.
It's the same.
I was like, I knew it. I was like, obviously you could just look online, but I thought it was more fun the way I did it.
Honestly, it's more fun kind of going back and kind of doing it yourself rather than just searching online and kind of finding the answer right away. But yeah, man, the next one is the Smuggler. This one was fun, man. This one gave me, especially like I mentioned a little bit earlier, the chase scene gave me a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender vibes with that.
Yep.
Excuse me. This was another one that channeled that nostalgia from 80s anime.
Yes.
90s anime, the character design. Like if you even look at the thumbnail right now for that episode, you would think you're watching like an anime from like the 80s, like early 90s. Like
I felt Cowboy Bebop right off the bat with this, dude.
I had it on the tip of my tongue and you took it out of my mouth.
As you can tell, guys, we are 80s babies. We love these series. These are some of my favorite animes that I'm calling out all the time. Like these are what I live by.
Vibes.
Dude.
Absolutely, bro.
Dude, it's so well done.
You hit the nail right on the head. Cowboy Bebop vibes from start to finish with the Smuggler.
Oh yeah.
And it was fun, even with the whole. I love stories with the prince is like in hiding, they're hunting him down, and he turns out to. You think he's a prince? He's a wuss. You think he's a wuss? No. The prince is a badass.
What is this? This is Welcome to America. Welcome to America vibes. This man can fuck you up with a staff or a broomstick.
Absolutely. And I'm like, and I'm just like. I'm watching the episode. I'm like, yeah, they're hunting. They're looking for this prince. And then I see him. I'm like, hold up. It is true. One of the characters did say, we don't know what he looks like underneath all those garbs. You know what I mean? But I was like,
but it was the eyes. It was the eyes. And of
course, the eyes are telling me something.
Yeah, and of course, the best way to do it is like every character design, the mask, the hat that is supposed to be hiding his identity. It had a nice little etch in it that peeked out his eyes. Like
always,
I'm like, of course. I'm like, you want me to look there. You want me to look. I'm like, don't put like, that type of little thing.
In my face the whole time.
You know, we know this. Come on, right?
Time.
It's like, you know, if you want them to be inconspicuous, you make them look like everybody else. Like it's you don't point out something new. Like you don't give them the hat that has a cut in it, or you give them glasses. Let them be the Clark Kent. Okay, you don't do nothing else.
Glasses. That works better.
Oh yeah, but you're right. This Smuggler one was dope. It was such a fun ride. It had that mixture of like the Last Airbender, you know, chase scenes with the cabbage cart and all that fun stuff, and you know, or embossing say hanging out, but then at the same time, I felt so much Cowboy Bebop, especially with the chase scene in the flight, and you know them having to fight the bounty hunter and stuff. And I think it's so well done, and you know, basing it in the universe that we're used to, seeing and we know of. I thought that was, this is what Visions is giving us. Is giving us just brand new stories in a universe that is so large that doesn't mean that none of these things can necessarily happen there or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what's great about this series. I love that. Smuggler, so I'll even say this season ramps up every episode for one reason or another. You know what I mean? I feel like they didn't slow down once in this season. I keep on calling it a series, but it's a season, right? Because I'm like, I thought Payback was going to be the best one. Then all of a sudden, 4 Wings, I'm like, okay, that's kept the momentum. Ninth Jedi, I was like, oh, went back up really high. Bounty Hunters for me personally I was like, hey, you know what I mean? So I'm like, so on and so forth. You know, for you, it went right back up. Yoko, for Yukos and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, Yuko's treasure. I was like fully immersed. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, it was so wild. But
Actually,
Smugglers.
The other one that had me like that
Yeah.
too, was the Bird of Paradise.
Of course. I'm telling you, ramping up is ramping up, man.
ramping up, and I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
go
not
for
gonna
it.
dive fully into the last episode, Black. But there's specific things that I want to talk about with this episode because I was not expecting. I read the description of the episode, but what they delivered, that description completely undersells what they deliver in this episode.
Nice.
You know what I mean? But
I
we'll
hear
get to
you.
that
Yep.
in a little bit. But
Yeah.
the Bird of Paradise, this is to me the most beautiful episode of
Yes.
the entire
So
series.
gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Of the entire series. The way she had to lose her eyesight in order to truly see.
Yes.
Bro, the theme in that.
Yep.
And the way they animated that.
Yep.
The colors. The vibrancy of that. The way her senses were working within the forest and seeing all those, bro, from top to bottom, her fighting herself.
Yes.
Overcoming, again, one having to overcome oneself in order to be great.
Yeah.
The themes, this episode, 20 minutes, bro,
Yep.
just hit some hard shit. And I was like, and then the animation.
Gorgeous.
From start to finish. Just, again, this is one of the most visually stunning episodes in the entire series so far. And we have some really good looking episodes.
Oh yeah. No, agreed. Like, and
Some really good looking episodes.
gorgeous storyline. It like was so well done. You know, they gave us the action in the beginning, gave us some cool looking Sith. You know, gave us a new type of a Jedi Master we've never seen before. Like, you know, we never seen that stylized like a Jedi Master with you know, the tattoos on the bald head and so on. And like, so like my one thing, I'm pretty sure Jedi Master was killed. Because I think that they insinuate that. Yeah, because like what she drank, the reason why it was foul, it was because he was in there.
It was his blood.
Yeah, it was his. So okay, because I didn't want to think that right away, but then the moment that he blew away in the leaves,
I was like, okay, she's traversing this spiritual world per se.
Yeah,
right? She kind of drinks his water, and she's like, it just tastes off.
Yes.
And even after. A while after, she's still kind of being affected by
Yeah.
this water.
Yeah.
I was like, no, he does it.
Yeah, it sucks, and it's just like it's sad because you're just like, she still doesn't get it, and I don't think she understood it, and then she still doesn't understand it, and that's why I'm hoping this is one of the ones for if we get another next season, we get a sequel to it. You know what I mean? That like,
I can definitely. I would like more.
I think we need it.
Story.
Yeah,
no, absolutely, because I want to see this character's progression.
Yes.
Now that she's overcome her fear
blindness,
of death.
I would even say her true blindness. She was fighting to understand the teachings, to now finally see. And it's like, and honestly, you know,
she reminded me a lot of Anakin.
Yes,
honestly.
Perfect. Exactly, the perfect.
Me a lot of Anakin.
Yep.
If Anakin was blind, he was that blind Padawan.
Yep.
He had those same fears. The thing with Anakin compared to this character, I forgot her name. I should have wrote it down. she was able to overcome and see.
Yes.
You know, she was able to take the veil off. She was able to take off the blindfolds. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Metaphorically speaking, thematically speaking, literally speaking, she was able to take those off. She had to lose in order to gain.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? And she had to lose her sight to gain insight, essentially.
Nakemi. Nakami,
right?
Nakami. There it is. Yeah. Nakami.
Okay, so Nakami.
Yes.
So Nakami reminded me a lot of Anakin. And again, she had to gain her sight.
Agreed.
I mean, lose her sight in order to gain a lot of insight.
Yeah.
And I thought it was beautiful from the way it was crafted, and again, the animation, the way, especially the moment where she was talking to the toad.
Yes. Of course,
And the
you
toad was
can
kinda
never go
guiding.
wrong with a spirit guide coming in. Like,
With a spiritual
amazing.
toad, no, you can never go wrong. You can
smacking
never
the
go
shit
wrong.
out of her on top of the fact that I thought that was freaking great. I was like, oh,
I
thank
thought that
God
was
smacking
great.
the shit out
Yeah,
of her.
knocking some sense into her, obviously.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
But
Oh
yeah,
my God.
this episode was great. The story was great, and then once again, this is one of the most visually stunning episodes this entire series so far.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so far.
I think that's kind of like, I don't want to say it's debatable because there's two ways of looking at what's visually stunning to each person, right? Like, so I'll
It's
say,
subjective. Let me know your perspective.
yeah, well, no, it is beautiful. It's gorgeous. But visually wise, I want to say episode 9 freaking threw me for a freaking loop. I was blown away by what they did there.
I still have to agree. I have to agree with you on that one.
But again, I agree with you. Bird's Paradise was gorgeous. It was beautiful. And I'm like, this is so well done, especially knowing the fact that they started giving us Daredevil vibes with every touch and the raindrops going and all that fun stuff. I'm like,
the raindrops, when
yes.
she's like, oh, the sky is now open. And
Yeah.
then she fully sees
Mm-hmm.
the vastness like in front of her. I was like, bro.
Yeah. I was like, it was good moments.
Such a nice touch.
It really
But yeah,
is.
let's get into Black because again,
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna read the description
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah,
This
please.
is just a simple title. Black. It's just called Black. On the cusp of defeat, a psychedelic battle plays out in the haunted psyche of an Imperial trooper.
Mm-hmm.
That is an understatement.
Yes. Yes.
To the fullest extent, that is an understatement.
Dude,
Because what unfolds in this episode in just 12 minutes,
yeah.
because they give you this massive ride
Mm-hmm.
with the Bird of Paradise. So before giving you, you're just like, whoa, you're taking it back. You're like, what the fuck? I'm on acid right now.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
I am on acid.
I was like,
right
I did not know that they needed to put me through this trip right now because I'm like, this trip is ridiculous. I'm like,
But honestly,
wow.
as much of an acid trip as it was,
Yep.
it was such a beautiful ride.
Wow. Dude, okay, so one of the best things about it, right? Everybody touches upon it every so often, right? But everyone forgets that when they're all stormtroopers and when all the good guys, the rebels, Jedi, and everybody, they're killing all these these stormtroopers left and right, all that kind of stuff. They're forgetting that these are actual people now. They're still people in there, but the people, but then they blind you from the fact that they are people because they keep them together, dressed the same. They're all under the armor. They don't until recently with The Force Awakens with Finn, you don't ever look at them as just another person, right? And then
They're also brainwashed. That's the thing. That's the key component.
for the most part.
The key component is that they're brainwashed.
Yeah, for the most part. Well, now all remember, stormtroopers are usually just regular soldiers. They just took the pay. They were getting the pay. Remember that's one of the things that they said in Clone Wars. They're like clones are going to be extremely loyal, but then there's change to them. The safest way of like keeping loyalty is with the simplest like needs of the person, which is money, power, or some type of respect, one way or another. And that's what they always done. Now in this episode, that they gave us, fuck, this is the last moments at the Death Star where these stormtroopers are just have to live with what they did.
Yes.
Fuck.
That description is a complete understatement of what the fuck the trip that they take us on in this episode. And granted, there's barely any words spoken.
Yeah.
It's all visuals.
Yeah.
And then to make it even more haunting, right? They got the soft jazz playing.
Yes.
All this madness.
Fucking so good. The score was everything.
All this madness, all this chaos. Here's some bright, soft jazz so you can just,
man.
just go off the deep end even more.
Yes. It's.
I was like, what in the fuck am I watching? But it was beautiful.
But you couldn't look away. You couldn't look
That's the
away
thing.
from
You
it.
couldn't look away. And then by the end of it, I was like, I would like to go on that journey again.
Yes. And
Again.
mind you, the reason why I'm even more impacted right now is because episode 9 was one of the ones that I couldn't finish yesterday. So I ended up watching it right before we recorded right now. And that's where I'm just like, it's still washed over me. And that's why, I'm rocking the Stormtrooper right now, because I'm just like, I have to side with this guy right now.
Rocking the Star Wars hoodie. I should have rocked my Star Wars hoodie. I'm rocking the Itachi.
Dude, it's still good. Still good.
We're representing.
Yeah, dude, we're doing it all. But oh my God, dude, I'm just like, visions. Like I was like, I didn't know I needed that moment. I didn't know that someone needed to make that moment for me, but I'm just like, fuck, this is deep as fuck. I was like, how dare you do that to me? I was like, I was okay knowing the Stormtroopers were just cannon fodder for the heroes, but now you brought me back to knowing these are people.
When you grab one like the one we went on this journey with, especially when the episode ends, it's just pure madness within this troopers. Like it's just chaos.
Yeah,
and just screaming. It's just haunting. It's like, bro, what?
Yes. Yeah.
You couldn't have gotten more horrific than that.
You couldn't. And yeah, so I don't know. There was a similar style that I saw before, and I want to say it was like, do you remember the Matrix anthology series that they made back in the day?
Is that animated?
It was a lot of it was animated. Yeah. Like that there was a bunch of them.
If I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure it was animated.
Yeah. So there was like that one episode of the.
It's faint in my noggin.
Yeah, like if you remember an anthology series that they did for it and everything years back, there was like this one episode, the one that's like always the standout, and it's very similar in style, right? It's he's a track runner, and he's literally trying to break a record, and while he's running, he actually breaks through the matrix. He sees the numbers and he actually runs it really fast. Like he actually runs faster than ever, with freaking agents behind him and everything. And he's going through this trip. He's seeing all these things happen and all that kind of stuff. He sees the barrier. He sees the code itself. And it's that psychedelic trip happening while he's running. And, that's that episode. And this is what this episode made me remember. Like, I was like, what was the last anime that I saw or animation that I saw that made me feel like this? And it's like, that was one of them back in the day. And it's just like, ooh, fuck. I'm like, I don't even know. Like it I don't know if it stung or if it like out of like in a good way, or if it like I said, I'm speechless by it a little bit, honestly. Like that's really where I'm at right now, because it was like this episode caught me so off guard too. It's like so well done, and it was like just out of nowhere. Fuck.
Honestly, it really was. It really was. And I was looking at my list just now. I was like, now that we're talking about it, no, this is definitely one of my top episodes. I wonder if I put it on my list.
No changebacks. No takes backs.
No, I'm not changing. I'm not changing anything. Look, I can't change it. Whatever's on the list now, that's the list.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. It's on the list. It's on the list. It's on the list. But all right, before we actually get into our rankings for each volume of it, let's give our final ranking or notification or certification for Visions Volume 3. I'm going to go and give it a 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to Nerdify certified.
I'll do this. I'm doing the same.
This season is Nerdify certified in my book.
Yep.
And it's getting our Nerdify certified stamp of approval. Go watch it. And it's also getting put into the Nerdy Basement Hall of Fame. It's up there
oh my God, that's right. That's right. Oh yeah, I remember you guys you Nerdify certified that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So anything that's the thing going forward. Anything that gets Nerdify certified here at the Nerdy Basement is gonna go into the Nerdy Basement Hall of Fame. And then I guess at the end of the year we'll round up and have like a Hall of Fame type thing.
I like.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a Hall of Fame type thing. Kind of, how to do a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, things like that. We'll do something like that to kind of highlight our Hall of Fame for the year. So
I think we might need to go back
inductees.
into a couple months back, or maybe last year's stuff. We might need to go back into 1.0 and start seeing some of our Nerdified Certified there, just to beef it up, because we don't have that many episodes right now.
Yeah, we can try to do that. We'll see. If anything, we'll just do that
in memoriam, right?
In memoriam. Yeah.
Oh, but no, I agree, man.
Let me know your ranking.
This is peak. It is truly exactly what it needs to be. It's sort of Nerdified Certified right off the bat. This is 4.5 to 5. Can't go wrong. I think I said it before. This ramped up every episode for me. Every episode ramped up in one way or another, between nostalgia to story to just literally leaving me speechless at the very end of it. Like, you can't go wrong with this season. If you're into,
you had a lot to say for that one.
If I think it's safe to say, if you're a fan of the anime genre, you're going to love this series and season in general, because it's like, it gives you so much nostalgia, but it also gives you exactly what you love about this, is brand new stories in a series that in a universe that everybody knows and loves right now too. But yeah, Nerdified Certified all the way through, stamp of approval.
Absolutely. Again, that all episodes are streaming on Disney Plus right now. You can go watch that. If you haven't watched the first 2 volumes, it makes a binge-worthy experience even better by the time you wrap up with volume 3.
Yep.
So it's well worth your time, and I'm glad they also beef up the run times.
Oh yeah. I think
volume 3.
I think it would have hurt if it was less.
The first two were like a little. You had maybe like a handful of episodes, maybe less, that were about 20, 25 minutes. Everything else was like maybe 15, 17 minutes. Kind of fiddling around with that runtime, but they really beefed them up this time.
Yeah,
so
I think
you had
solid.
Yep.
You
know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Since we're all wrapped up, we already officially gave it our official Nerdy Basement rating. Let's get into our personalized ranking list. I have mine in order from 1 to 5. I can read it backwards so people can know. I'm gonna go off first.
Yeah, go for it.
At number 5, I have The Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope. I have The Song of Four Wings at 4. Coming in third, I have Yuko's Treasure. Number 2, I got Black.
Okay.
And number 1, I think everyone probably got the gist of it by when we talked about this specific episode, is The Bird of Paradise.
Yeah.
That's my top 5 for Volume 3.
Okay. So I only did like a top 3, but honestly, from everybody else that gave me,
works.
Top
3 works.
Because here's the thing though, because like right off the bat, the sequel episodes really, they did no wrong almost, you know what I mean? Besides what we mentioned, their peak in general. So like, but as a whole, Bounty Hunters stuck out to me. Lost Ones stuck out to me. Black blew it up for me. Honestly, again, as a whole, I have to just say, like, season 3 as a whole is my top. I love them all. You know what I mean? I can't go wrong with them, because I could tell you, I'm going to just jump into season, because back in season 2, not many stood out to me. All right, and because I remember I was like going through the thumbnails and all that, trying to remember. I was like, oh, I remember this, I remember that, and I don't recall having that much of a thrill from the other that season. I felt like it was a little bit more mid for me, but Journey to the Dark Head, dope as hell. I thought that one was sick. Sith, the episode 1. Awesome. I thought it was a great introduction to the season 2, kind of like how the Duel did it for us and everything for season 1. Yeah. And Spy Dancer was dope. Like that one, like I see that you have that there. I'm sorry to take from your list, but I was like, the name is there. But yeah, with season 2, I only thought 2 of them were really that peak for me for season 2.
Yeah. No, for me, again, I picked, since we have enough episodes to make a top 5.
Yeah, fair.
I can definitely pick 5 episodes that really stuck with me. Mm-hmm. Coming in at number 5 for Volume 2 would be, at least for me, is Sith. Mm-hmm. Coming in at number 4, Journey to the Dark Head. Number 3 is In the Stars. Number 2 is The Spy Dancer. That whole dance sequence and how she was a spy and how she was able to kind of stay hidden, and then the story behind it with her son and
Yeah.
her almost killing him because she thought he was the general that kind of took him away and whatever. I was like, that's a little. And then to leave the tracker on him so she can still track him later after the escape. I was like, there's no way I can like not put that as one of my top 3 episodes.
Fair. No, I hear you.
From that season. And then Owl's Song, which is the last episode.
Yeah, I remember
of season 2. That was just great. Like a city of Kyber miners, like, and then just this one little denizen who can just she's in tune with the force, but it manifests in harmony and singing, and she's able to purify these crystals with her. So I was like, that's amazing to me. That's freaking great. And then the animation obviously was awesome. The character designs was also awesome. So I think it was just fun. But yeah, season 2 is a little more on the calmer side compared to season 1, and definitely compared to volume 3.
Yeah.
It's a little more on the simmer side. I would say I wouldn't call it mid per se. I would say just a little more laid back in terms of what it delivered in the first season and then this new season.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you got for volume 1? I got my list.
Volume 1, definitely Knife Jedi right off the bat. The Duel, and what was the third one actually? Like, I think I only put those 2. Those are my favorites from season 1. Like, I think I enjoyed all of season 1. I really do. I'm trying to remember the other 2 that I liked from there. There was another. What was the other one? Here, go ahead and say yours. I'm gonna look back real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna look back.
All right, for me, I got at number 5, I got the Duel. Number 4, I got Akakiri. Number 3, I got the Twins. Number 2, I got Lop and Ocho, and then number 1, I got the Knife Jedi. The Knife Jedi in season 1 was
yeah. Okay, so now
that is the defining episode.
Yeah, Knife Jedi was one of the best. But then again, remember we just brought that back too. The Village Bride was dope. I thought that was solid. The Elder, that one was sick too.
The Elder was dope, man.
I love the Elder.
It was dope. It didn't make my top 5, but it was.
I know, it was surprising. I was like, well, you know what? Like, I think we talked about it. I was like, we definitely have those style of animes that resonate with us more. You know what I mean? And the Elder was just like, I'm like, this is Samurai Champloo. This is Cowboy Bebop. This is Ninja Scroll and stuff like that. I'm like, this is exactly what I like. You know what I mean? My classics and stuff. Yeah. And I think that's where most of my stuff right there like is getting me. And even again, I could even say like TOB1, that one, the one with the the Astro Boy like the style. That was fun. Astro Boy from top to bottom. I love it. It was great. Season 1, it started the way. It paved the way for season 3 to freaking fly, because I'm telling you, season 3.
This is the way.
Yeah, I like that. Word up. Oh my god, and that's what I was saying. I think they hit the money, like I don't know. Oh, well, here's the thing. Who knows how much money they made off of this show? But I think the fan service and just the direction of art that they allow these people to take this universe, hands down, some of the best stuff ever. Like they hit a home run with this series. So sure. I love Visions. I love it.
I need more Star Wars anime, bro.
Yeah,
I need that for sure. I need more of that. And I'm glad we were able to cover this. I've been wanting to cover this Star Wars Visions on the pod for years, but obviously you weren't podding for a couple of years, so you had to kind of like let it just exist.
Unfortunately, exactly.
You know what I mean? But I was like, ooh,
why not?
3, this is a perfect time to jump on that on the pod and discuss all 3 volumes because this is a consumable binge. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You
Oh,
can
yeah,
watch all
easy.
this within a day or two, easily.
Yep.
If you truly dedicate yourself, if you have the time, of course.
Yeah, yep. It's not even really fully dedicated. That, like, again, you're talking for the bingers, but I think for any casual watcher, technically we can finish it. Like so I call myself a casual watcher now. I don't binge as much, so I watch maybe around 3 to 4 episodes at a time if the whole season's out. So it's like, I feel like it's consumable, and I could and then if I don't hop onto it the next day, I still come back and I remember everything, and
also you want to give yourself a little bit of time for it to kind of marinate.
Oh yeah, you have to digest.
You know what I mean?
Yes, like I think people don't want to digest things anymore. They just like it's like, come on, man, like enjoy it, take it for what it is.
Absolutely.
Like because then after that, what are you gonna watch?
Yeah, no, I took my time with this. I definitely wanted to have all these episodes marinate. I wanted to digest it. I wanted to really pick what I liked, pick what I didn't like, and really kind of dive into everything that we essentially dove into with all these episodes in this pod. But yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Yes, please.
What are your top 5 for volume 1, 2, and 3? Which was your favorite episode overall? Which was your favorite season, volume overall? Do you want more Star Wars anime? Let us know in the comments. As always, this is actually going to wrap up our episode for this week.
Yes.
Full on Star Wars. We've been dying to do this for the longest, and I'm glad that we were able to do it and bring this to you guys here on the channel. So again, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss a podcast episode. And here's a fun little tidbit. We do have the podcast episode now available in audio format, so you can catch that on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. So we were trying to bring that back as well. We found a way, so we brought it out to you guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the audio format, even though you guys have been very receptive and supportive of the video podcast here on YouTube. So huge shout out to all you guys supporting the podcast here on the Nerdy Basement YouTube channel.
Yeah,
it really drives us to really put out these episodes.
You're like, who you
drives us? Drives us to stay in the basement and be a basement dweller. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Basement dweller.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for us. We'll see you guys on the next episode. As always, stay nerdy, my friends.
Peace.